Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the sports betting industry. If you're following on TV, you can catch the show on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. We're on our website every Monday morning with the book report, turnpikesports.us. Right on the homepage, you'll catch us there every Monday morning. Audio, Pandora Podcast, Samsung Podcast, and Amazon Music. Press releases, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep those coming in. This week in our state and national reports, we're continuing with the February sports betting numbers coming out of different states around the country. Got a few benchmarks to talk about this week. Deals, we've got a new addition to Sportradar's NBA deal. Mm-hmm. We've got a deal involving U.S. integrity, as well as a lottery deal to talk about.
A lottery deal.
Yes.
Boy, lottery has been big news this year.
It's one of the biggest areas for especially MMA and investment, too.
Sure.
Industry updates, we've got assortments of licenses and launches. No closings to talk about this week, thank God.
Hey, okay.
So moving in the right direction there. And then we're going to finish up with our legislative roundup. We got a new federal bill that's been announced, as well as news coming out of Louisiana and Washington, D.C.
Okay.
We're going to start our state and national reports right after this.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. DebtFix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for DebtFix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call DebtFix Pros right now at 800-479-3522. That's 800-479-3522. 800-479-3522.
Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. We're going to start off our state and national report with some more numbers coming out of New Jersey. We did cover it last week, but I just wanted to hit a couple more news and notes for the state. We've got New Jersey recording its sixth consecutive month with at least $1 billion in total handle.
Wow.
That's the longest streak in the state's history.
Yeah, I remember everyone in New Jersey was worried about New York when they got mobile sports betting, and they thought it'd really take away from the sports betting business and industry in New Jersey. But no, New Jersey's really hanging tough.
17th time overall that the monthly handle has topped $1 billion since the industry launched.
Wow.
Over in Pennsylvania, we've got the Commonwealth announcing their sports betting report for February. All-time handle passed $28 billion for the state. Its all-time revenue, gross gaming revenue, passed $2.3 billion. Mm-hmm. Caesars came in with the largest monthly loss of negative $271,000.
Wow, okay.
Yes. That's its largest loss in its history in
the
state.
That's February, right?
That's February.
I wonder how much of that is Super Bowl type stuff.
You know, it could be a lot of things. Everybody's handles are down in February, and it's actually, this is one of the few months that we haven't talked too many records.
We just mentioned February for New Jersey. There were like about, 4 mobile operators that recorded losses.
Yep.
And,
three
like
retail.
Yeah. So February, you would think February would be really good for operators because of the Super Bowl there, but, more people have to lose. So
It's kind of interesting because a lot
I hate
of
to say it like that, but sports book operators do better when people lose. That's math.
Well, the other thing is most of the handle for the Super Bowl occurs in January, but most of the losing for the books come in February. So the February is always probably going to be a lower amount, usually anyway. Also, even with a lower handle, the state passed $1.5 billion in year-to-date handle and over $100 million in both gross and adjusted gaming revenue.
And this is Pennsylvania.
This is still Pennsylvania. And now we've got a trio of New England states reporting numbers.
Okay, good.
We're going to spend some time up in New England here. We've got February's numbers from New Hampshire. All-time revenue past $230 million.
Wow.
Then we have Vermont reporting not just 1 month, but their first 2 months in operation.
Okay.
January and February.
All right.
Basically, total handle was $41 million for both months. Remember, there's only 3 operators up there.
And it's only online.
It's only mobile.
It's
FanDuel, DraftKings, and Fanatics.
Okay.
The one interesting note for Vermont, and I hope they continue to do this because it's very interesting seeing a state do this. They broke down the handle and the average bets and the number of bets and the active accounts by in-state versus out-of-state.
Okay.
Very different way of doing that. But in both months and also the combined month, if you want to look at it that way, 2/3 of the handle came from in-state bettors.
Okay.
But the out-of-state bettors had a larger average bet size. Okay. Now, I'm wondering if that's vacationers.
I think so. I was going to say, I'm going to be very interested looking at that number over the year because January and February, Vermont is great for skiing and any winter sports, and it's outstanding. So I wonder if you're going to see that drift off in the spring, how they do with the out-of-staters in the summertime. I'd be very curious to see that. So
over in Connecticut, we've got the state reporting their February numbers. All-time revenue past $375 million.
Wow, good.
DraftKings reported its 6th straight month with at least $20 million in revenue, and FanDuel posted for the 4th straight month a record high in terms of handle. They had over $570 million in handle for the month of February. Over in Michigan, we've got SI Sportsbook, the soon-to-close SI Sportsbook, I should say.
Yeah, boy.
Reporting its first monthly loss since it entered the market back in August of 2022. 5 other mobile books finished with negative revenue for the month, and Caesars had the largest deficit of just over $330,000. They had a loss of $330,000.
Yeah, I wonder if that SI Sportsbook, the first monthly loss, I mean, that's after the news that they were closing. I wonder if that's people just stop going there or stop betting there, and knowing that they're eventually going to have to take their funds out of there. So I'm curious to see if that was a big determining factor of the loss.
They may have just taken it on the chin from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This February. So
yeah, weird stuff.
Over in Oregon, we've got their February numbers. The only thing to report there was that it was the 6th straight month with at least $60 million in monthly handle.
Okay.
All-time handle did pass $1.9 billion.
Wow.
So,
now, Oregon is one of those states. Was one of those states, just like Colorado, that loves their table tennis, right?
Yes.
You said was. Why is it was?
They don't report the breakdown like that anymore.
Okay.
Since DraftKings came in, they don't report the breakdown like that.
How am I going to get my table tennis
Colorado's
numbers?
still there. Colorado's still there, so you can just focus on Colorado.
Okay.
And last but not least, we've got New York State reporting their numbers for the week ending March 17th. Fiscal year-to-date handle past $19 billion. All-time mobile handle past $40 billion since its launch.
That's all-time mobile, huh?
That's all-time mobile.
What is it?
January of 2022.
Okay.
I'm very curious to see what happens in March here because the first 3 weeks in March, there are reports they're already at like $1.2, $1.3 billion total dollars for handle. So I'm wondering if they're going to be the last 2 weeks of March are going to be March Madness numbers.
Yeah. So
I wonder if they're going to break a $2 million number.
This should be interesting because first off, my brackets were destroyed the first day. So I'm curious to see how that affects the betting numbers. You have a lot of upsets going into round 2 and see how people reacted with that, how the bettors reacted like that. So I'd be very curious to see. I wonder if this is good for bettors because, I stopped paying attention to my brackets. So we'll see. I'm very interested in the numbers with March Madness.
Well, that's it for the state and national reports. Let's head on over to some deals. Starting off our deals, we've got Sportradar. Sportradar has been the official partner for the NBA since 2016 in terms of data, and also the worldwide distributor of NBA data.
It seems like they're like the distributor of data for everyone.
Just about. Just about.
If you sit around and watch the end credits of any sports program or any betting program or any, it seems like any sports league, you see Sportradar logo at the very end of the credits. So.
Well, under this deal with the NBA, Sportradar and the National Basketball Association have announced the launch of enhanced betting-related functionality within NBA League Pass.
Okay, what?
Yes, emBET, EMBET.
Okay.
Basically embedded betting.
Kind of like I don't want to say a betcast because that might be too simple a term, but, it's more data for the viewer. Is that what we're talking about here?
Other than the NBA League Pass right now, with this new addition, this new enhanced betting functionality, users of or watchers or consumers of NBA League Pass can opt in to be able to view and select betting content.
Oh, okay.
I like point spreads, over-unders, money line, all seamlessly integrated. As long as they opt in, they want to watch that part. It's an overlay.
Now, will that be all the? I'm assuming that's going to be all the way through the game. Like live odds,
right.
And now will it have the? I like those enhanced broadcasts where they show how far away the shooter is.
Well, they have that already.
The percentage of that, and they're just going to mix in with all that.
Yeah, it's just probably going to be another different, maybe a different overlay. I don't know how they're going to work with everything.
I love stuff like that.
But what this is going to do, as soon as you opt in and you got the betting options on your screen, you can actually click on those betting options and you'll be taken to either FanDuel or DraftKings.
Ooh,
they're the official NBA betting partners that are going to have the links into the NBA Game Pass. Now, you can't bet in NBA Game Pass, and then the NBA has come out and clearly said this is not betting in the Game Pass. This is just links to external sites, FanDuel and DraftKings specifically, where people can bet.
You still have to keep your phone open to the apps, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens there. I'm actually very curious to see. This is the type of integration I love seeing.
Let me tell you, I hope they do it for every sport.
Yep. Well, it's funny you should say that. The NFL at a recent conference announced that they are looking at the exact same thing.
Good.
But they may be going a step further in terms of trying to integrate betting into some of their digital broadcasts.
Okay.
So I don't know. That'll be kind of interesting. They were kind of vague as to how much integration they were doing.
Okay.
So we'll see where the NBA takes us. NBA is always leading everything.
I think the NBA is great with innovation of this type.
Yes.
So good.
Moving on, we have U.S. Integrity announcing a renewal of their deal with the St. Croix Casinos. Now, the St. Croix Casinos, there are 3 properties located throughout Wisconsin. U.S. Integrity will be monitoring, integrity monitoring services,
Great.
exactly what their name implies. They're going to be doing all 3 of the casinos. All 3 of those casinos in Wisconsin have sports books.
Good.
So.
Good.
Last deal for the week, we have Scientific Games announcing a partnership with analytics platform AppsFlyer. It's a project aimed at supporting U.S. lotteries.
Oh, okay. Lotteries are
yes,
big news in the gaming industry.
Yes.
This last year and a half. Boy, it's everywhere. These news stories coming out with lotteries. And by the way, any conference or convention you go to regarding the gaming industry, it seems like everyone has like a panel or a speech or a discussion panel for the lottery. So,
well, East Coast Gaming Congress has one.
Yeah, SBC.
SBC's Summit North America will have
a lottery panel there. So, yeah.
Well, a lot of the investment now is going into lottery, especially after DraftKings acquired Jackpocket. Mm-hmm. But this project here with AppsFlyer, Scientific Games will help optimize the lottery's digital ad campaigns. They'll collect data from social media sites, mobile engines, websites, so that lotteries that do digital media campaigns can see where the numbers are coming from and how to better optimize their social media and digital ad strategies. That's it for the deals. Let's head on over to some industry updates right after this.
Every 40 seconds, a kid is reported missing. Find the Children provides educational material that teaches your kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs are very successful in bringing kids back home to their family. You can help protect our kids and bring the missing kids home safe by donating your unwanted car, truck, SUV, or van, running or not. We guarantee you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast free pickup, usually within 24 hours. Over 2,000 kids are reported missing every day. Call now to donate your vehicle. Donate now to bring these kids home safe.
Call 800-934-2260. 800-934-2260. 800-934-2260.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. We're going to start off our industry updates talking some March Madness. March Madness has been going on for quite a while by the time this is airing.
Yep.
We've got two stories coming for March Madness. We have the NCAA launching Draw the Line. It's a campaign prioritizing, and I'm using their words here, student-athlete education on the effects of sports betting while also addressing problem gambling for all who consume and participate in college sports.
Good.
This debuted the very first week March Madness launched. Hopefully everyone didn't get too hard hit by that Kentucky loss there. So I know I was destroyed by that, my brackets. But Draw the Line is aimed at the college students, and it's going to run across social media channels throughout the tournament championships and going past that as well.
Good.
There'll be membership toolkits also for member colleges and schools and conferences that they can actually extend the program to the college campuses.
Great. No, anything like that is great.
Yes.
The problem gambling is that's one of the big issues, and I think it makes a stronger gambling industry if you have good programs for problem gambling. So it's great. It's great that the NCAA is getting involved like this.
Well, they've been very active during Responsible Gambling Month, which was March.
Yep.
So makes perfect sense to launch a campaign like this at that time. Simple Bet, regarding the NCAA tournament, launched its game tracker. So Simple Bet customers on Simple Bet Partners Better and DraftKings were able to follow every shot in every game. It was the micro betting markets. There was low latency. The data was coming in, and they're going to be creating, with the data coming in, animated plays. You can actually see the play develop, visualizations, stats to help inform people make better bets with regards to the micro markets, and even more micro market options were created, like will UConn's next possession result in a three-pointer? Will Arizona turn the ball over on its next possession? These are incredibly up-to-speed micro markets.
It's absolutely incredible. In 2018, when PASPA was overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court, this kind of technology I couldn't even fathom what was going to happen in the sports betting industry and how it grew. And I never even thought of technology like this. So it's absolutely incredible to see how this industry is growing and the technology that is involved in the industry.
Speaking of new technology, we have a brand new free-to-play social sportsbook launching.
Oh, okay.
Called Rebet.
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 Okay.
It's, like I said, it's a free-to-play social sports book. It's available for download in the App Store across 47 states, and it comes with an entire social sports book, peer-to-peer contests, and dynamic user social feeds.
Ah, okay.
Basically, it's a fully functioning betting community.
Great. No,
Peer-to-peer. And it's also one of the first ones to use official and real-time data from more than 60 professional and college sports leagues.
Wow, that's great.
So this is...
I like that whole community aspect of that betting. But the one thing I never get involved in with the sports book, you place a bet and then they tell you want to share your bet or something like that and put it on. I know DraftKings has something like a social media or social
most of them allow you to do
some
social stuff.
So it's interesting how that's become a big part of betting.
Yes.
The social media aspect of it. Yeah, I think it's great. So
over in DC, Washington DC to be exact, we've got 2 new retail locations opening up. I'm not calling them retail sports books because most of them are kiosks.
Okay, they're kiosks.
Yes, this is Ellis Gaming Group announced the grand opening of the Grand Central H Street location. It's at 625D H Street, Northeast in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And then you have...
But what is that? I mean, is it like
it's a bar. It's a bar restaurant.
It's a bar restaurant?
Tavern,
kind of
bar,
okay.
tavern,
All
whatever
right.
you want to call them.
Okay.
But it's part of the Grand Central H Street Sportsbook line they have.
Okay.
We have Sports and Social DC officially opening up its new FanDuel sports betting experience. I like how they are now terming kiosks as the sports betting experience.
I like Sports and Soul. We were the one in Philadelphia, right?
Live Casino.
Live Casino, Philadelphia.
Yep.
I judge a sports book. One of my main criteria is how good their burgers are. They had a very good burger. So
okay.
So I mean, I just sure you can place a bet, sure it's comfortable chairs, but you know what? For some reason, anytime you go to a sports book, we get emails or messages and like, what's the menu look like? So apparently, it's a big thing for a lot of people. And I know
part
we
of the
tweeted
sports
out
betting experience.
Or send out
now.
take a picture of the menu for different sports books. So that's important.
Yep. So we have 2 new retail locations.
Yeah.
Over in Massachusetts, the Mass Gaming Commission has renewed Caesar Sportsbook's license in the Commonwealth.
Okay.
No word on whether or not they're going to be looking at a retail spot yet. Mm-hmm. Over in Vermont has quietly banned college player props.
Okay.
They just made an adjustment to their sports wagering catalog.
That seems to be a trend now.
Yes.
Okay. You're allowed to. Here in New Jersey, we can't do any betting on colleges or players located in the state or any collegiate athletic event happening in the state. So if there's a basketball tournament in Atlantic City, you're not allowed to bet on it because it's a collegiate athletic event in New Jersey. So,
over in Arizona, the Arizona Department of Gaming has awarded an event wagering license to Fanatics Betting and Gaming. They are the last U.S. operator to not have any activity in Arizona. So they will soon.
Okay, good.
And finally, for the industry updates, we've got Jackpot.com, who is one of this show's sponsors.
Yes.
They have launched in Arkansas, their 5th
nice.
market, and it's the 5th launch in a little over a year since they started.
Yeah, what's our promo code? So
Draw24.
Yes, Draw24.
Yes, you get a free lottery ticket upon your first deposit.
Yes, just use Draw24.
Yes.
That's our promo code. All right.
So now Jackpot.com is live in Texas, Ohio, New York, Massachusetts, and now Arkansas. That's it for the industry updates. Let's finish up with our legislative roundup. New York Congressman Paul Tonko is back and better than ever. He has a brand new bill called the Safe Bet Act that he's going to be introducing later this year to replace his Betting on Our Future Act.
Okay.
SAFE, which is an acronym for Supporting Affordability and Fairness with Every. Then you pair it with the word bet. Safe Bet Act. It's going to the goals are to limit advertising, basically no sportsbook advertising during live sporting events, no advertising that is designed to induce gambling, bonus bets, odds boosts, all that stuff. Bill also seeks to limit online sports betting customers to no more than 5 deposits in a 24-hour period. Very smart on his part with that one.
Yeah.
Also,
It's an interesting thing.
Yeah, and also requiring operators to conduct affordability checks before anybody places a large bet.
Boy, that's a big ask.
No, because they can do that.
I don't know, but that's a big ask. Look,
it's a big ask, yes, but it can be done.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Look, like 99% of all bills that are submitted, they have good intentions.
Yep.
It's just one of those things in the practical business world. How are they going to function, and how effective they're going to be? So we'll see.
Speaking of bans, it also plans to ban customers from using credit cards to fund their accounts.
A lot of states are doing that.
This is the unique part. I've never seen a bill try this before. It would also seek to ban operators from using artificial intelligence to track a player's gambling habits and offer individualized promotions to those gamblers.
Interesting.
That's a step in a very unique.
Yeah,
but it's also it might
interesting.
be the right direction in terms of responsible gambling.
Yeah, well, like I said, it has good intentions. We'll see how
It's going to go through iterations.
Yeah, we'll see how practical in the world of business and sports betting that would be. Because look, AI is a huge part of sports betting and its plans for the future. And like I said before, in 2018, I never thought of the technology that's involved today. Now, we're trying to predict something.
Yeah.
In a bill and a piece of legislation that might happen down the road. So it's interesting. We'll see how it works out. But I hate the fact that you're limiting technology before it's even fully realized. But I understand where he's going. We just have to figure out what the ramifications are.
Well, we'll see what happens.
How's that
there.
for a non-answer? Boy, did I straddle that fence, huh?
That was a perfect non-answer answer.
You don't know where I stand now. See?
No. But so we'll see where it goes with that. Over in Louisiana, we've got House Bill 727 being filed by State Rep Sean Mena. Basically, the bill is similar to Representative Paul Tonko's Betting on Our Future Act. He's seeking to ban gaming advertisements on television, radio, and websites.
Sure.
He's not against gaming or gambling, but the amount of advertising is just too much, he says.
Yeah.
So that's the reason for trying to ban it.
You see, in New Jersey, it gets a little difficult to parse it out. We get online gambling ads, but then we got online casino ads. I see,
and now online lottery too.
Online lottery ads, online poker ads here. So you know what you're saying? Yeah, let's limit sports betting, but there's so much other in different states. Because we'll see how it works out.
And last but not least, we're going to Washington D.C. for our final entry for the legislative roundup.
All right,
we've got D.C. Councilman Kenyon McDuffie filing a bill that would allow for an open, competitive market in the nation's capital district. It would create a new Class C license under which operators can offer online sports betting throughout the district.
Okay.
Currently, it's still Intralot, Gambit, FanDuel's taking over. Right now, that's the only app that's available throughout the district.
Well, look, I always say, more competition is better for the consumer. Yep. So I like where he's going. I like where his head's at in this. And, I think, more competition is always better for the customer. Yep. So
not only would this new bill remove the geofencing around sports venues, it's also going to require the sports betting operators that are partnered with the teams and venues in the district to apply for new licenses to be able to offer district-wide online betting.
Yeah, good.
So we'll see exactly where that goes. There's been a lot of resistance to a lot of that lately, but maybe after FanDuel came into the picture, maybe everybody wants to bring in a more competitive market to compete with everybody else.
We'll see.
That's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. Press releases, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep those coming in. If you've been following along on TV, the ticker has been flying by below us. News stories there that we didn't have a chance to cover. And as always, after the show is released on Monday mornings, there will be a full print version of this week's Turnpike Sports book report on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button, and you'll see a full print version, which includes the stories we did talk about, the stories in the ticker, and also stories we didn't have a chance to talk about in this half hour.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.